Hey guys, Jim here, back with another video. Today talking about BLIZZConline. Not BlizzCon Online, BLIZZConline. Really catchy title. I commend Blizzard for coming up with such a name. Well, unfortunately, thanks to COVID, we did not get to have a BlizzCon last year, and I was really disappointed by this because BlizzCon has always been a very special event to those of us who are super Blizzard enthusiasts. And I honestly think a lot of people have played a Blizzard game at some point, whether it be Overwatch or Warcraft or StarCraft or Heroes of the Storm. There's a lot of fun out there to be had. Diablo, Hearthstone, the list goes on. But unfortunately, because of COVID, we didn't get to have a Blizzard event last year. Now, a lot has happened with Blizzard, and I have been one of the most critical of them. I have maintained the Blizzard that I knew, and as I look around my game room here, of all the pictures I have of Sindragosa and of Tychus Finley from Heroes of the Storm, and of the Reaper of Souls, and all the autographs I have of all the great Blizzard employees, and the memories that I have of me and my wife going 3 separate times. The truth remains that, unfortunately, Blizzard is just not the same anymore. So, despite that, I think there's always going to be a special place in my heart for them, despite this Activision takeover has gotten a lot more aggressive lately. A lot of their major talent has left. A lot of the teams have shifted. You had that whole scandal a couple years ago with the Diablo Online and just, really bad press, really bad looks for Blizzard. But they are back February 19th and 20th. The date is now finally confirmed. Their website is starting to ramp up ever so slightly with just a smidge more information. I will say I did comb through the website, and that's what we're going to do together right now. It's not going to be as juicy of an event as it was in the past. And I don't just mean because of the missing physical presence. I just mean in general, they're shorter days. It seems like it's only going to be a couple hours each day, as of before it was a 2-day, pretty much bumper to bumper celebration. Obviously, if you were there, you had the amazing talent show. You had the big after party that was always at the Hilton right down the street there. Just tons and tons of fun. But I digress. So BlizzCon is online. Connect with your allies and rivals across the community to discuss your favorite games and universes, and kind of let's see what they're up to. Now, they have a couple things going on. They are doing, unfortunately, they're not doing a physical goodie bag anymore. They are instead doing a digital celebration collection. Now, this isn't such a bad thing, and I'll tell you why. In the past, BlizzCon has always been either in person, and the tickets were getting fairly expensive. I believe the last go around, I want to say the tickets were $200 US, but they also had the digital tickets as well, the virtual pass, where you could watch basically on-demand videos. Now they're giving that away for free. So to me, these price points, you got to keep that in mind. The virtual ticket was $40, and I would get it and enjoy it for what it was, watch all the interviews, the Q&As, the developer panels, etc. That's gone. And instead, we're getting these 3 packs. You got the Essentials pack, the Heroic pack, and the Epic pack. And these are available for quite a while, so don't feel pressured to buy them anytime soon. They're going to last through September 15th, 2021, so plenty of time. I'm not going to run through every single thing. I'm just going to leave the screen up here for a minute, just so you can kind of get a rough idea of what to expect. They are all digital loot, whether it's portraits or loot boxes or animal pets or something like that. And pretty much every game here is covered. I did see stuff touching across pretty much every single franchise. Obviously a lot of mounts and pets and that sort of thing. Think more vanity items. And that's honestly really what Blizzard has kind of been known for. And that is nice. It is nice that they're doing something. The only thing that is a little frustrating, and where I'm going to, talk a little bit about my expectations for this event, you'll notice that unfortunately, there's really not a lot for StarCraft outside of a portrait. I feel like StarCraft has kind of been left in the wayside, and that is really kind of frustrating, because StarCraft is a great game. But if you are interested in this pack, you can go ahead and buy it through their site now, or you can wait. It's up to you. There's no rush. Like I said, you got plenty of time to jump into it. So on top of that, they have started to announce, and I'm going to go ahead and blow this up so we could see all of the news. And there's really not a whole lot right now, other than that they have a date. They're commemorating 30 years of BlizzCon with this collection, as I talked about. And now that they are doing some virtual portfolio reviews. One of the things that's always been very, very fun about Blizzard, particularly the online, or the in-person event, they did a lot of hiring. Like legit, they would hire a lot of people. Writers and artists and programmers. It was an active job fair if you did want it to be that. If you didn't want it to be that, you just wanted to go there and geek out like my wife and I did, play all the games and get all the loot, pick up the swag, that's fine too. So they are bringing back this virtual portfolio review, and they are basically, saying, look, send us a link and we are going to look at it. We're going to take a Zoom work and we're going to talk, and look, we're going to talk with recruiters or we're going to talk with hiring managers, which is really, really cool. So yes, if you are an artist, which I have been really trying to become one, I do draw quite a bit, although I'm not quite as good as, I believe this is Samwise. I'm not quite there yet. But if you think you've got what it takes, hey, check this out and you may want to consider it. And who knows, you might get a job at BlizzCon or Blizzard. How cool would that be? But really outside of those two pieces of news, there isn't a whole lot. You kind of skim through this page and you're seeing a lot of older dates. I mean, we know Diablo 4 is coming. Shadowlands, look, this is November 11, 2019. Overwatch 2, 2019. It's been a long, long, long road. We haven't really heard much of Blizzard at all, really, outside of the events from BlizzCon last year. So the question is, what are we expected to see? What do we think we're going to get from BlizzCon? There's no schedule posted yet. You can dig around through the forums. I did try to find stuff. You can even see the forums aren't really popping really that hard. People are asking a lot of questions. It doesn't really seem like it's taking off the way it did. I'm looking at this view count here, and it's definitely on the low side. And that's unfortunate because, this used to be such a hot topic. I remember the forums were very active and vibrant, and people were talking and chatting and communicating and getting together for hotel rooms and rental cars and air tickets and airplane tickets and coordinating all this kind of fun stuff. You're not seeing that anymore. I get it. Everybody's going to be at home. I'm going to be at home like everybody else, but it's just kind of sad that there's really not a whole lot here right now. So, I wish there was more hype, but a couple of the things that they do tease actually comes in the form of the video. And they did release a brief video, if I can get back to it here, a little YouTube video kind of showing the pre-show. I'm gonna go ahead and mute it just in case there's any weird background music or anything. Here you have Sarah Lynn Smith talking. And one of the things that she mentions is that they're going to be doing not a lot of esports, it seems like. It sounds like it's going to be just a couple hours on Friday for a small little event of kind of what to expect. And then you're going to have, they said a chef's, like a cooking show. There's going to be a couple drawing shows, which I will be incredibly interested in. Some Q&A with the teams. Probably each team will get a small amount of time to talk. And then they're going to be doing a virtual panel. And then not a lot of esports, though. And that's, I think, the biggest frustration I have. BlizzCon was always the hype moment. The big StarCraft tournaments, the big World of Warcraft raids, the big Hearthstone tournaments, the big Overwatch tournaments. Those have really seemed to fall away. This used to be the championship event. And BlizzCon was really kind of formed into two separate groups. You had the BlizzCon group that was there to play the games and get the news and talk with the developers. And then you had the BlizzCon group who was there to watch the esports events and go nuts and cheer. And I will never forget how exciting it was to go watch those StarCraft tournaments where two players one-on-one playing at peak performance, a huge audience watching them on a giant virtual screen, cheering and screaming with some of the most amazing gameplay you have ever seen. People at the top of their, craft, figuratively, at the top of their craft playing against each other. And that was so fun. Now, here's where she says, unfortunately, when I pause it, the closed captions do remain. Both days will have a sprinkling of fun game competitions. For instance, we'll see our Overwatch League champs, the San Francisco Shock, competing against other players in some zany formats. That doesn't sound like the ultimate tournament of 2 players. That doesn't sound like the best players in the world are playing for some tournament. And look, again, I get it. We can't have things in person. Thanks, COVID. We could still do virtual events, and that seems to be missing here. The other concern I have outside of the esports portion is I'm worried about the news itself. As I mentioned, StarCraft is largely a dead game. Warcraft 3 Remastered came out to very abysmal reviews. It was definitely an unpolished game. I didn't even buy it, and I'm one of the biggest Blizzard dorks in the planet. There wasn't, unfortunately, a lot there to sink your teeth into. It was rushed, it was broken. It wasn't a Blizzard game. And, Blizzard has always been synonymous with, being the best and taking their time to run down and be, just like run down every bug, fix every problem, clean up everything, and make it perfect. And it's ready when it's ready, trademark. And we didn't get that. So this is what I mean about there is definitely a shift in this. Will we get some news on Diablo 4? Yes, I hope we will. I'm sure we will get some Diablo 4 news. I am sure we're going to get some, probably the new character, the latest developer blog on what's going on. I expect the show will be probably mostly centered around Overwatch 2. That seems to be the only game they're currently working on. We may get a tease of a new expansion for Hearthstone, some student deck of cards, maybe a little tease of a Warcraft expansion, but that's still pretty new. But outside of that, I don't know. I'm really nervous. I'm glad they're doing something. I just hope if they decided to stick their neck out there, which they are, it's not something that's half-baked. I hope it's something that they put serious thought and consideration to, and I hope it's something that they can be proud of, because honestly, I kind of feel like lately the company doesn't have a lot to be proud of. The forums are really a train wreck. They've really been picked on a lot. They've abandoned support on a lot of their legacy games in terms of, I don't know what's the next big thing. It seems like Activision is really swallowing them up. A lot of their talent is moving on to Activision projects. Activision never had the same creed that Mike Morhaime did when he started the company. He left. A lot of other people followed. It remains to be seen. But I'm excited. I'm hopeful, and on February 19th, I will be there. It doesn't start till 5 p.m. Eastern, so we got a long time. I was thinking like, maybe I'll take the day off work. No, and you're not going to have to. If you're on the East Coast, you're not going to have to worry about any of that. This is going to be a very, very small event, probably only a couple of hours between the Friday and Saturday event. But here we go. I'm sending positive vibes to you, BLIZZConline. Make us proud, remind us why we love you, and remind us why you at one point were the best. And I do mean that as a fan, as a big fan. You can do better, so please do better. Leave some comments below. Let me know your thoughts on BLIZZConline. Are you excited? Are you worried? Where's the loot? Where's the loot bag? Are you buying any swag? Is there any swag to get? Let me know. Sound off below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.